Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Cavanaugh's Corner. Today on the show, I'm going to be talking about a movie that I do not enjoy, but I hope you are subscribed to the channel because I did this for you. I watched this movie, out of curiosity. I mean, it was a gift to me, so I can't complain. At least I didn't have to spend money on it. But out of completionist's sake, I'm glad that I have it. And, today I'm going to be talking about Batman and Robin on 4K. Oh man, I really don't like this movie. I remember when this came out when I was a kid and being very excited for it. And even as a kid, I was not crazy about this movie. This is a really stupid, horrible movie, and it really killed the Batman franchise for quite some time. And, you know, I gotta say, I don't hate Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. He's just so silly, but you can tell he's having a blast making this movie. George Clooney is just horrible as Batman. I mean, he definitely has the chin for it, and he looks the part, but it's just not a good movie. It's just not well done. I mean, again, the direction in it, you know, I have to say is just not, it's not a good movie. And, you know, I have a lot of respect for Joel Schumacher. He is a phenomenal director. Batman Forever is not an awful movie. It's not great, but it's still an enjoyable Batman movie. This is just a train wreck. This is what happens when you let studios kind of do whatever you want, do whatever they want with a movie, and they let the toy companies kind of take control, and you get a movie that is basically a 2-hour toy commercial. It's just really bad. But anyway, today I'm going to be talking about the new 4K transfer here, and I am proud to report that this movie looks outstanding. Yet again, just like the other 3 Batman films previous to this one, the movie looks excellent. I was very impressed by just how wonderful this movie looked in 4K. I was not looking forward to watching this movie, ironically enough. I kind of just put it on and just said, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to review it. I just want to watch it just to see what it looks like. And I got to say, the movie looks great. It really does look great. The HDR on the disc, yet again, this is only HDR10 on the disc, but it works, man. The HDR10 puts in a lot of work on this disc, and the movie with many, many vibrant colors all throughout. Poison Ivy's lair is a big standout with all the vines, the greens, the reds, the pinks. Everything really jumps out at you, and I have to say the color palette for this movie, much like the other 3 films, is vastly improved by this new 4K format. It really looks exquisite. It looks absolutely beautiful throughout. Those bat nipples are more apparent than ever in this new transfer. Oh man, it is just, this is one of those movies where, you know, watching it on this format, you know, it's one of those enjoyably bad watches. It looks phenomenal, but the movie still stinks. And it's one of those weird things where I can't say I enjoyed myself watching it, but I was very impressed with the picture quality on the disc. The disc is perfect. Yet again, I have no complaints about these 4K discs. They were all very impressive. This one also. To be honest with you, in terms of color usage, this is probably, honestly, I know it's crazy, it's probably the best use of colors out of all of them. And that's saying a lot because even though the movie stinks, it is a very vibrant looking picture all throughout. And the usage of color in this movie, every single scene is very in your face. And just like Batman Forever, there are moments where the colors are almost too much. Details that really stand out on this disc, I have to say, were some of the actual like henchman costumes are actually pretty detailed. You know, Mr. Freeze's henchmen in particular with the blue face paint and their like wild looking outfits really like shine on this new 4K disc. I was very, very impressed with just how much detail you get out of this disc. Mr. Freeze's costume has that like silverish light blue hue to it that you could pick up before, but now it's deathly apparent on this disc. Also, every time he opens his mouth, he seems to have some kind of like piece in his mouth that like lights up his mouth like a bright blue, and that really you can see it really a lot now. It really jumps out at you now. Also, things like the really weird looking Batmobile that's in this one is my least favorite out of all of them, but it sold toys. I probably had the toy when I was a kid, but it has the engine in the front that kind of like spins. It's like a reddish yellow color, and yet again, you know, that HDR usage really makes these colors pop and jump out at you, and I was very impressed with it. You know, again, no real heavy grain on this disc. Some of the CGI optical shots had a little more grain than the rest of the film, but for the most part, it was very minimal. It never got in the way, and that's for really all the Batman 4K discs I reviewed so far. Really, Warner Brothers has done an excellent job for all of these. Yet again, this has a new Dolby Atmos soundtrack as well. Again, not really as many changes as the first two Batman films. Batman Forever didn't have a lot of changes either. Some gunfire here and there has been changed. But again, it's just a good enhancement over the original soundtrack. You know, the fight scenes and stuff do sound a lot more intense now, even though they are very silly. You get a lot more usage of the overheads and action scenes. I thought it was great. Again, the score sounds excellent in this. Elliot Goldenthal's score, again, sounds wonderful. No issues with the audio at all. Again, it's an excellent disc of a really horrible movie. I'm glad this was given to me as a gift, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have bought it and I probably wouldn't have watched it. But, again, if you're looking to complete your Batman collection, I know it's crazy for me to say it, but it's kind of worth it. I never would have believed in a million years that I'd say go spend $25 on Batman for Batman and Robin, but it looks good. It looks really good, and just like all the other discs, it has all the other Batman 4K discs, I should say. It does come with a newly remastered Blu-ray as well that has all the special features from the old Blu-ray discs. So again, I didn't mention that in the Batman Forever video, but again, it has a new Blu-ray disc, just like all of them do. And, you know, maybe wait for it to go on sale if you don't like this movie. Again, if you got morbid curiosity and you want to see what this movie looks like in 4K, it's crazy for me to say it, but it's kind of worth it. I mean, it really shows off your HDR TV if you got one. I mean, this really, really shines. You know, the colors are very much in your face, but it gives your home theater a workout. I will say that. But other than that, if you're not a big fan, then obviously stay away. But for me, you know, I'm glad it was given to me, because now I have all the Batman movies in 4K, and I'm glad that I have them, even though this movie's a real stinker. I still enjoyed watching it in 4K, even though the movie's horrible. The picture quality of it really makes it a slightly more enjoyable movie. Not a fan of it, but I'm a fan of this disc, I will say that much. So anyway, that's my review of Batman and Robin in 4K. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Now, one little thing I want to say is that I'm going to put the movie down for a second because I want to talk to you guys. This is probably going to be the last video that you see from me for about a week or so. The next time you see me, the setting of my movie room here is going to be a little different. I am moving, and I am moving to a new place, and I'm going to be filming in a new location, and the movie room is going to look a little different. So if you see a change in environment, I'll definitely tell you what's going on, but Cavanaugh's Corner will carry on, I promise. And the next movie I'm going to review is the new 4K disc of The Natural, which I'm very excited to review. That'll be the first review in the new place, and I'm very excited to bring that to you. So please stay tuned for further episodes of Cavanaugh's Corner. Until then, I'm Andrew Cavanaugh. Thank you so much, and I'll check you on the next video. Thank you so much. Good night.